Hi everyone. So in this video we'll be trying to create our own module apart from the test bench, and this video will probably be longer than the ones that we've created so far. So let's first go ahead and create our test bench itself. And within this I want to have a register A, and within my initial block let's start off with a equals 0 and let's add a delay of 10 before we finish. Now what I want to do is I want to create a wire, and the way to do that is to say wire B. That's it. And remember, I mentioned in one of the earlier videos that a wire is basically something that cannot store a value. So registers can store value, wires cannot. So we are just going to be using a wire to get our output from the module that we create. So let's go ahead and create our module, and we'll create a very simple module first, which will be just a NOT gate. And within the NOT gate we'll be taking two inputs, so that will be A and B. And here the first thing that I need to do is I need to mention that A is my input and B is my output. So I do that here. This is an important step, and as opposed to functions, modules don't return anything, so I need to pass my output as well as a parameter to my module. So once I've passed that as B and I've set B as my output, I can just do B equals NOT of A, and let's go ahead here and let's add a time delay of 10 units and set A to be 1. And let's actually try this out at least. Let's try compiling it. So here it says syntax error, invalid module instantiation. So what happens is when we are dealing with wires, the thing we need to keep in mind is we need to use the assign keyword when we are setting values. So I need to do assign B equals NOT of A, and let's go ahead and try it again. And I'm still getting an error. That's because I missed a semicolon here. Let's try it again, and as you can see, this time it compiled fine. So even though it compiled fine, this is of no use to me because I haven't really used this NOT gate module. So normally in other programming languages, the way you would do is you would call a function. So you might say that I need to call my NOT gate, but that's not exactly how it works. What I need to do instead is I need to create an instance of my NOT gate. So I just say NOT gate, and let's just give it some name. So I can just call it NOT gate 1, or I can just call it NOT gate. And here I need to give my input and output. So my input is going to be A and my output is going to be B. So let's go ahead and do this much first. So let's go here and try compiling it again. So as you can see, again it compiled fine, but it isn't going to show me anything. Let's just add a display here, and I want it to display B. And just to test this out a bit more, let's add a few more values here. So I set A equals 0, and again I do a display B right here. And once again let's just copy this part again, and let's see what I get now. So let's compile once again, and let's do a vvb modules.vvb. And as you can see, when my A was 1, it gave me B as 0. When my A was 0, it gave me B as 1, and the third one was again 0. So this is working perfectly fine. And one thing that you might note from here is that when I add time delays, it is when I add a time delay of 10 time units here, it's 10 time units after this initial 10. So otherwise what would have happened was it would have gone to this a equals 1 and it would have gone to finish at the same time, but that's not what happens. It does this after, so it does this part after a time delay of 10, this part after a time delay of 20, this part after a time delay of 30, and then this part after a time delay of 40. But if I add a different initial block and I add a time delay of just 10 there, that would actually be 10 time units from t equals 0. So within each initial block the time delays are sequential. So that's another thing that you might want to keep in mind. So this is our first module that we have created separately, and in the next video what we look at is how we can analyze this B by not just displaying it but actually looking at the waveform. So stay tuned for it.